बाबू तुम एक किसी नहीं लिखी ना, तुमको नहीं मिलेगा छुट्टी, जान लेना घर।
Good afternoon to all of you. So today we are going to discuss on the next topic of machine learning, right? So previously we have discussed on the topic of the basics of the machine learning, the process, the procedures, the test and data sets, this type of things we have discussed. Today we are going to discuss on the type of the data or how to predict the data, this type of kind of things. While talking about this, while on a discussion on this topic, machine learning, the divide of the data, the categorical divide or the critical divides by the logic. The logic, there are basically two types of logic. One is called classification tree. Second one is called the regression tree. So first one is about the classification tree and second one is about the regression tree. Now, what is this classification tree and what is the regression tree? Classification tree, while we are approaching on the method of classification tree, here the thing is our target variable is fixed. So whatever the target output is totally fixed. So classification on done from whatever the data set, onto that data set we are going to divide it. So it is a target variable is fixed or the data or will be in a categorical part. Here this classification algorithm is used to identify the class within which a target will most likely to fall. Means considering a bucket example of the balls, right? So what happened there, that from the bucket we have to classify that what are the objects are there depending upon the shape, color, this type of thing. So that is mean the classify. We are classifying the object as per the properties, maybe on their shape, maybe on their color, whatever the property we have. So classification algorithm is used to identify the class of the object under which most of the target variable would likely to fall. So maybe in a bucket, there are 4 type of objects are there with different shapes or the colors. Now, depending upon the colors, we can segregate them, we can categorize them, and also by the shape of that, we can categorize them. So this is the basic of the classification algorithm or classification process. So this classification trees that we are talking about, the variable are categorically dependent, and we have to check for the data and look for the property. We have to look for the properties of the object, and we can say that this is a dependent variable. That means the object, we have the property, we can see that, we can visualize that, and we can categorize that. So that is a dependent variable, categorical dependent variable on the property, on the category. So falling into the category, we can segregate or we can divide them. So this is the process of classification. Now about the regression tree. Regression tree is something else, that where the target variable, our target variable, we are going to predict the value of the target variable. In the regression tree, we are going to predict the value of the target variable. So here some regression algorithm is used by which we can segregate the data. We have to find the value, we have to predict the value of the target variable. As an example, we can say that the price of a car, of a home, flat, this type of thing, where the output can be changed depending on the time, depending upon the area of the house, depending upon the year, how much year it is, how much old it is. If I'm talking about a car, then how much old it is. So this type of uh, properties are included there, by which the output of the target variable, the value output of the target variable can change or may change depending upon time to time. So it is not fixed at a particular, it is not fixed at all, right? So it is changing with respect to time and depending upon the property. So that's why it is called a regression tree example. It is an example of the regression tree. So these two type of things are there, right? Now the question is when and where we are going to use which algorithm or which procedure we are going to follow. So the thing is, one thing we have get the idea, one thing is clear, that in classification trees, the target data set is going to be split into the classes. Some classes depending upon the property. And in the regression tree, we are going to predict the output of the target variable. So if the things are categorical, if the things can be classified, then we can use the classification tree. But when the output of the target variable is changing continuously with depending upon some property, then we are going to use the regression tree. So in any type of prediction based problem, regression tree algorithm is used. But while if we are going to get the output on a fixed data set, where the data sets are there and we are going to categorize the data set into some sort of output, then we are going to use the classification method, right? Now there is an example is given about how this classification and regression tree work. The classification tree, we have understand that it is going to split the data set actually into some categorical way, right? So as an example, it is given there are two variables, that is income and age, which determine whether a consumer will buy a particular kind of phone. So yes, we can categorize this, that depending upon the age group, depending upon the income, depending upon the money the person have. So from this to this particular persons are going, are can buy this particular phone. from this to this range, they can buy apple. So we can categorize a particular term. But while in the regression tree, so we can check or we can understand that the model is going to there to fit about the independent variables where data is predicting and giving an output. So there some maybe some error at each point, a error can be introduced or error can be there. So we may have to fix, we may have to look for the error, we may have to change the value so that the error will be minimum. So this error is present in the part of the regression variable as it is a predictive output. So whenever we are going to predict, I tell you people in previous class that if we are predicting something, then no one can tell me yes, my prediction is 100% correct, because while predicting, it is a prediction. So that's why 99.99 is okay, but there will be a minimum percentage of error is there. Minimum percentage of error is there. Now, discussing about these things, what are the advantage of this classification and regression? This talking about this particular classification and regression tree means any sort of analysis is there going on. So in this two method, by this classification and regression trees, the result are very simple. We can find out the result, we can achieve the result in a simpler way. We can find it out. So the results are summarized into the classification or the regression trees are very simple. So how the simplicity we can find out? So it can be, it allows us to do a rapid classification on the new observation. So if we are following any type of procedure, then if any new data come after a successful run, if any new data come, then we can easily categorize that. We can easily find out that under which particular part this can be fall, right? So it is very simpler or easier. Second one, the result or means the graph. If we are trying to plot it in a graph, the variables, the predictive variables, whatever it is very easier to draw, or the graph is very easier. Some non-linear type things comes into the scenario. The predicting variables and dependent variables are linear to each other, but it has some specific non-linear functions are there. Then to perform the upcoming things. So as I said that if after we have the data and we are doing working on that particular data, but if any new data comes into the scenario on that particular work, then it is very easier to find a solution to get the output of this. Now in this classification and regression tree, also there are some limitation. What are the limitations that can be? One is overfitting, high variance, low bias. So overfitting, it is something that when there are more when we have that much number of data and the data are full of noises, means noise means some unwanted things are present in our data. So that can give us or lead us to a inaccurate result, not a proper result we can get here. This is called the overfitting. So this overfitting, high variance, low bias these are the limitations in the classification and regression tree. Sometimes a variance, actually, a very small variance in the data can put us in a travel to predict the output. So the error, variance, this takes a huge role in the scenario of classification and regression trees. Right now, this classification and regression tree, that is called also CART. Classification and regression tree, that is the also CART. This is an algorithm in machine learning. So this algorithm is called a predictive algorithm, where we are predicting the target variable. This CART algorithm, actually, the basic of the machine learning we can talk about. So this, by using this, we can easily sort it out, any type of classification, any type of prediction, and we can draw, we can put the graph into the, we can categorize it by some very simple if else questions, if else conditions we can use here. So this CART algorithm helping us very easily to find a solution in the field of machine learning. Now, regression analysis. So this regression analysis, there are several parts or several types. That is a linear regression, non-linear regression. This type of things come to the scenario. But talking about the regression analysis, it is a statistical model that is built into the relation of dependent target or an independent predicting variables. Target variable and predicting variable. So the dependent and independent variables, there is a connection, there is a relationship between each of them. And this regression analysis is helping us to understand that how the value of the dependent variable is changing with respect to the independent variable. So one term is dependent on another and how one term value is changing with respect to another term. Right. So as an example, we can talking about that. The example is given that suppose there is a marketing company of A who does various advertisement every year and gets sales of that. So there is an ad marketing company who is doing some advertisement, and depending upon this advertisement, it is getting sales on that. So here a list is given for the last 5 years, right? So this table is showing that how much money they have spent on the advertisement and what is the sales income, right? Now we have the data of the last 5 years. Now if the company wants to invest $200 in this year, then what can be the sales? They are trying to predict it. So similarly, as an example of IRCTC system, I have discussed with you people that the prediction that how much chances are there for a confirmed seat for a waiting list in this particular day of this year. So for that, we have the previous year's data and up to how much percentage it have done. Depending upon that, we can have a calculation, and IRCTC is showing that this up to this percentage of chances, these are these percentage chances we have for the confirmed ticket. Similar prediction. So these are the prediction is done with respect to the previous year's data. With respect to the previous year's data. This is the part of this regression analysis where we have the previous year data and we are trying to find a particular output with respect to this particular data. To do that, we have this regression analysis. So this regression analysis is helping us to find the relation or find some probable output for this year also. So this regression analysis is a part of supervised machine learning. Why? because we are already training our model with the previous year data. We are feeding our model with the previous year data so that we can have a predictive output for this year, right? So this is for prediction, forecasting, time series modeling. These are the part of this regression analysis. So in simpler word, what we can say for regression analysis, that it is a shows a line or curve that passes through some data points on the target predictor graph in such a way that vertical data points or distance between the data points and the regression line is minimum. So this is showing, or this is telling, that we can also draw a graph with the given variable point to predict a particular output. If we think it very easily, in a very easier way, in our 11, 12, or in the first year also in the physics, this type of subject, we have drawn various graphs by which we can also find out one particular point, what is the value. So this regression analysis is a particular that type of analysis model. So what are the things that is related to this regression analysis? One, dependent variable. Second one, independent variable. Third one is the outlier. Fourth one is the multicollinearity. Fifth one is underfitting and overfitting. So these are the thing, or these are the terms related to the regression analysis. So discussing one by one, that is dependent variable means the main factor, main variable that is used to predict or understand the dependent variable, or also it is called as target variable. Independent variable, that it is not depending on anything and predict the values of the dependent variable on which, right? Outliers, some foundations, a graph, this type of foundations are there to up to this particular extent, this is the value, beyond that this is another value. So there will be an outlier for the observation for a low value or a high value. Multicollinearity, if the independent variables are correlated with the other variables, then it is called the multicollinearity. Underfitting and overfitting, I have already said that if there are the noise in our data, in the basic data, then it may be create a problem to get a proper solution. So this algorithm, if the algorithm works well with the training data set but not well in the test data set, then it is called overfitting. Means the trained data set, whatever we have, it is very much okay, the noises are less, but while the test data set are there, the test data set is full of noise, and that's why you are not getting a proper result. That is a scenario of overfitting. And when the algorithm does not work with the both of the train and train data sets, that is called underfitting. So in the both case where the train and train data set are both have faulty, both have some error, then it is called underfitting. And in one case, that if there is only that is underfitting, and in overfitting, that is there is only the test data set with some faulty values. So this is the terms that are used in our regression analysis model. So what is the need of this regression analysis? Why we need that? So talking about that, we can see the analysis are used, or what are the very much reasons for using this analysis, regression analysis, that it can provide us the prediction or provides us a target relation between the target and independent variable. It can find the trends in the data, what trend it is going on, we can predict that. It can help us to predict the real or continuous value. We can also decide or determine the important factor or the least important factor that is affecting our data, or to predict the output. So these are the reasons for which we can use this regression analysis. Basically, for any sales, any prediction, any type of stock marketing, any type of marketing trends, regression analysis is the useful method, right? So what are the types of regressions are there? The types of regression, that is, one is linear regression, logistic, polynomial, support vector regression, random forest regression, ridge regression, lasso regression. These are the types of regression actually. So one by one, we are going to describe one by one. So up to that particular part, anyone have any kind of doubt, they can tell me. Anyone, any kind of doubt? If yes, then tell me. Otherwise, I am going to start the next topic. Okay. So coming to the next topic, that is the types of regression. First one, linear regression. This linear regression is a very statistical model. We can see the diagram. If we look see the diagram, we have some values in the x-axis and the values of y-axis, and there is a curved line, straight line. We can see on which some green dots are there. Means the data are put over that particular line. So what is saying that in linear regression, using for the predictive analysis and shows the relationship between the target and continuous or real variables, for this regression problem or any type of regression problem, for solving this analysis, first we draw the variable, means the target variable and the independent variable in the x and y axis. So the x-axis, in the x-axis we have the independent variables, and in the y-axis we have the target or the dependent variable. And after doing that, we can have a straight line of curves we can follow. And now, depending upon the data, means the dependent variable and the independent variable relation, we can put the we can draw the prediction on the graph. And if there is only one input variable for such a linear regression, it is called simple. But if there are multiple values for the linear regression, then it is called multiple linear regression. So here in the particular example, the variable, that is that target variable or dependent variable, is salary, and independent variable is the experience. So we can say that salary is depending upon the experiences the person has. Higher number of experience, the more you have the experience, the salary will be much higher. The following mathematical equation is follows, that is simple y equal to mx plus c. We can say that simple mathematical expression, a straight line curve equation, y equal to mx plus c. Here the y is the dependent variable, means the salary, x is the experience, that is the independent variable, and mx plus c, m and c are the constant we can talk about, or the linear coefficient. Here the term is actually used as a y equal to ax plus b. Here the a and b are the linear coefficient. So what are the application where we can use this linear regression? Analyzing the trends and sales estimates, salary forecasting, real estate prediction, and arriving at ETS in the traffic. Exact time of arrival in the traffic. So this type of things we can predict with the linear regression. So whenever we are booking something, some cabs, maybe Ola and Uber with, so we can see that how much time it is taking for the cab to reach me. So how it can is predicting by the road traffic congestion, everything, how much time, what are the roads available, which road can it take. Depending upon this particular scenario, the Ola Uber shows in the map that arriving with exactly this particular time. So these are the example of the linear regression. Just give me a moment. So now for the logistic regression, we have the linear regression, we have discussed about it. Now in logistic regression, it is also a supervised machine learning algorithm actually that is used to solve any kind of classification problem. So we have already the classification algorithm to classify the data. Still, we have also this logistic regression that can be used for classifying the data. So this logistic regression is actually some kind of sigmoid function. It is using some sigmoid function to predict or to use as the model data for the logistic regression. It is just nothing but the concept of probability. This logistic regression is on the following concept of probability. Depending upon the categorical value of yes or no, means the 0 and 1 if it is true then 0, if it is no that is 1, 0 and 1, yes, no, true, false, on this type of conditions that is following, and that can be done using by the logistic regression. So since for the classifying algorithm that is can be same, that is already same, that if this is this type of shape then it will be fall under this category. If this is the shape is different then it will fall in different size. We can classify it into the weight. So these are the things. So the same thing is followed, the same concept is followed in the logistic regression, and the function that is used as an activation function that is called the sigmoid function. So depending upon that, this is the sigmoid function curve where the values have been placed, and the curve we are getting as a sigmoid function. A particular activation value or a threshold value is there. So if the value is above that, then it will be have some values, it will be have some prediction. If the value is beyond that, if the value is under the particular sigmoid function, under the value of activation function, then the value or prediction will be different. So depending upon the higher and lower value, we can predict the probable output. We can predict the probable output. So this is the part of logistic regression. Logistic regression is using this sigmoid function for the prediction purpose, and this is the curve for sigmoid function, right? So there are the possible, there are for the logistic regression the values that is binary 0 1 or Pascal, one part multi that is cat dog lion. So the means we have the predefined category for that. We already have the predefined category under which category which value is falling, we are predicting that. So under which category which particular type of value is falling, we are just predicting that. So binary, multi, ordinal, anything can be done, and depending upon the category we are just trying to put the values into that particular category. So this is the part, or this is the types of the logistic regression. Fine. So up to this particular part we are going to talk today, we are going to discuss today. In the next part the linear regressions of the process of the machine learning, how the things are goes on. There are total brief description is going we are going to have. So up to this particular part of logistic regression, the basics of logistic regression and the linear regression we have covered today. And up to this particular part, we are going to stop, right? So if anyone has any kind of doubt in their mind, then they can tell me or ask me. Otherwise, it is over for today. So I would like to request all of you, please write your names in the chat box for the attendance purpose, obviously. So all of you kindly write your names in the chat box. So I think all of you have written down your names in the chat box. There are 11 students are present, but 8 have written. Still 3 students didn't write their name. So all of you write your name first for the attendance purpose. Fine. So till that particular time, we are going to discuss. We have discussed our topic today. We are going to have the discussion continue in the next classes. For the time being, thank you all for joining into the session and listening very carefully. So thank you and stay safe and take care.
Thank you, sir.